What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be doing a review on a free-to-play battle royale game called Creative Destruction. This gem was made by game developer Yuan Zhao, I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, as of now it's saying Titan Studio, and shouldn't that be Titan Studios? Anyway, it was originally published as a mobile game on the 20th of July 2018. It was later ported over to the PC platform on the 3rd of August 2018. There's history for you. When it was first released on Steam, you needed to pay around £3 to play. However, it was recently made free to play, therefore making it free. On Steam, it mostly has positive reviews, which is good for a game that ripped off a rip-off of 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 the original. That was a mouthful to say. Try saying that in your own free time. I'll be comparing this game to Fortnite a lot because, let's just face it, that's what it's trying to be. Overall, I have put 1 hour 40 minutes into Creative Destruction on the PC, and I'm going to walk you through on my thoughts and opinions about the game. This is a review after all. I wasn't able to capture any personal gameplay because Shadowplay doesn't support it, so instead I'll use gameplay and trailers off YouTube for background footage, and I'll credit the content creators in the description. So when you load into the game, you are presented a UI which is similar to Fortnite's. The player is in the middle of the screen, standing in a room. The play button is in the bottom right, mode selection above that, and the chat in the bottom left. Once you press play, you are thrown into a lobby with a tutorial which you can read through. I chose to skip it because who likes reading nowadays? So the in-game HUD is easy to understand. Build controls, yes it has building in the right there. Weapon hotbar at the bottom of the screen, health bar and the materials to the top left of the screen, and the minimap on the top right. The controls are similar to that of Fortnite's. Function number keys to build, and 1 to 5 to access weapons. When the game starts, you're shown a cinematic shot of the rich players. You know, the people who spend money on the game. After that, the game officially begins, and it's just like any other battle royale. You're in an air vehicle, you choose where to drop via the map, and drop where you so wish. For me, the game felt normal, other than the fact that I was locked at 30 FPS the whole time. The buildings in this game feel like empty cardboard boxes. The only reason to go inside the building was to find a chest or weapons. There's no furniture or magical floating items in them, there's only chests. After the whole looting process, you need to check if you're in a safe zone. If you're in a safe zone, then you can just chill where you are, or just run to the centre of the safe zone. I decided to run to the centre. On my way I came across a fair amount of battles. However, the players I came across didn't hold any competition. They weren't hard, they were easy. Almost as if they were bots set on the easiest difficulty, and then I came to realise they were bots. This hasn't been the first time in a battle royale where the first few games are full of bots. I've seen this done in PUBG Mobile, and to be fair, it's a good game mechanic. But if you're like me and know that you're against bots, then the gameplay isn't very rewarding. Just to make it clear, I won my first game. I had 12 kills, which isn't that bad for the average player, but because I knew what I was up against, it didn't feel rewarding. It felt like I was playing it for the sake of playing it. It wasn't fun, there was no challenge. One thing that I'd want added to the game is an option where the game would ask the player if they're familiar with the battle royale genre. If yes, then the player should load into a lobby full of actual people. If no, then the first few lobbies should be full of bots, just to make the player get used to the game. Earlier on I mentioned that this game has building controls, which means this game is building. I'm not a big fan of how this game executes the system. For me, the building feels terrible. It tries so hard to be like Fortnite. When you want to build, it feels delayed. You don't know what or where you're building half the time. Unlike Fortnite, Creative Destruction allows a player to build one by ones just from the press of a button. And you'd think this will be OP. And long story short, it isn't. As soon as you press F6, it takes a short amount of time for the structure to pop up. And if you're running whilst doing it, 99% of the time you'll find yourself running out of the one by one on accident. In weapon slot 1 there's a material grabber thing, which allows the player to get building resources. It's such a nightmare to use. It works, but it feels off. The weapons feel alright. The shooting is alright. It could have been worse. To actually hit someone, you need to aim with the massive dot in the middle of the massive crosshair. In Creative Destruction there's a comfortable variety of weapons. Pistols, assault rifles, snipers, etc. And just like in Fortnite, there's a different variety of rarity in weapons and items. So if the weapon has a gold background in the hotbar, then it will be pretty good. If it shows grey, then it'll be bad. After my first game, I was asked to fill in a survey about the game and how my first game went. I guess this is good because it shows that the developers, or developer, wants to improve their game by using the community's feedback. At the bottom of the survey, it asked if there are any other changes that I want to see be made. I just wrote about the bot problem I had. So, overall, this game can be fun, depending on whether you're a fan of the Battle Royale genre or not. Whether you like to play solos, or prefer to play squads with friends. Just to make it clear, I'm not a big fan of the Battle Royale genre. If you plan to play this with friends, and it can be fun, I wouldn't recommend playing solos because of how boring it is killing bots. As I said earlier, this game's free on PC and smartphone devices. So if you want to check it out, then go ahead. 8 of 10, I'd give this game a 5, because it has a large map, there's loads of locations to visit, and there's a nice variety of weapons. The gunplay is decent, however, all the other aspects of this game make it feel like a really cheap version of Fortnite. So that was my review on Creative Destruction. If you want to see some more content like this on my channel in the future, then smash that thumbs up button down below, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you guys in the next video.